Good morning, students, and welcome. This is Mr. Chaz, and I'll accompany you through this Checkpoint Online session, number 3, part 1. This session will tackle the types of writing that have been done so far in units 1 to 4. The first task that you might be asked about is how to write a summary, or to write a summary. And there are two kinds in this question. If the question specifies for you to use your own words, then use very little, if any, from the text's vocabulary. Whether it is vocabulary, sentence structures, nouns, verbs, try to come up with as many synonyms as you can. The second type would not specify. The question would only say, write a summary or summarize. If this is the case, then the more you use from your own words, the better you showcase your academic ability. The better you show your reader, marker, that you are able to come up with your own synonyms. The second task in hand is how to write an argumentative piece. And this has many specifications, some of which are: 1, it presents two sides in separate paragraphs, and you should start with the counterpoint first. So if you are arguing whether or not people should, let's say, deploy surveillance cameras in their houses, and you believe that they should, you should start with why they shouldn't at the beginning. The second point is your stance should be longer and has more support through the use of statistics, facts, examples, and quotations, or quotations. So basically you start with the counterpoint and then you move to your stance, to your point, to your support. Third point is you have to write in a way that urges the reader to respond. You want them to respond to your point. Fourth point is that sentence structure should be simple and compound. And the reason being is that you want the focus to be on the information itself, not the style of writing. If you write complex sentences, this would make the reader a little more focused on your style rather than the information. Fifth point is that the common example of argumentative writing is editorial. An editorial is a summary of major recent news, and it has comments or requires comments on them, on these pieces of news, with opinions. Yours, people of experience, neighbors, people in the work domain, you choose. The third task you might be asked to write about is discursive. And discursive is 1, to inform and entertain. 2, it presents each point with its support in separate paragraphs. 3, it presents a range of views without arguing, without being biased to any of them. 4, the common example of which would be a magazine article. The fourth kind, or fourth task, is persuasive writing. And persuasive writing, its specifications are: first, it presents one point of view. You're trying to convince someone to buy something, join, travel to, study at, etc. Third specification is that it must use statistics, facts, quotations, previous studies or experiences in that domain, just to fortify, to make it more forceful, make your opinion more forceful, more convincing. Fourth specification is that you should not go overboard. For example, for you to say, if you don't buy my product or this product, I will hurt you. Or if you don't join our group, you will be sorry, you will be in trouble. This is you trying to convince in a bad way, in a bad influence. Fifth specification is that it mostly uses present simple tense. Also to make or to keep the focus on the product or the action itself. Also, present simple tense expresses habits, expresses daily actions. So this makes the cause you are trying to persuade for more of a habit rather than a past action or a future action. A common example, advertisements. Think of an ad right now and imagine or try to come up with their techniques to trying to persuade you. Do they present a single point? Are they trying to convince you to do something, to eat somewhere, to buy from their company? Do they use quotations from famous people, let's say? Do they use facts about their products, statistics? Do they say how many people in the past have enjoyed this product? Do they go overboard? For example, can you imagine Adidas saying, if you don't buy from our shoes, you will never be able to enjoy running again? The fifth task you might be asked to write is descriptive writing. Descriptive writing that was tackled last week, remember it focuses on a single point. It presents one single setting, one single scenery. It must create images in the reader's mind through the use of five senses and literary devices. It must use specific vocabulary suitable to the situations described. Look at this picture. We need specific vocabulary for, let's say, logs of the trees, the branches, the soil, the grass, the waterfall, the lake, the mountains in the background, the coloring of the sky, the artistry of the painter. Compound and complex sentences are preferred, as opposed to informative and discursive writing. The focus here is on the style rather than the information itself. We want to imagine a situation with elaborate style, not really of much importance to the information. Elaborate linking devices are preferred to complete your picture of elaboration. Mostly uses past simple tense because you're describing an incident that happened, a person that you saw, an action that happened with you, a journey you went on, a scenery that you saw. Here's a list of commonly used linking devices for complex sentences. You have a colon for words to use while emphasizing, a colon for words to use when you're adding, contrasting, or ordering them in the category of appearance, in the category of occurring. I suggest you write an example for each linking device from now, or let's say in the course of today, tomorrow, 2 days. This would make great practice for you to know the connotation, the context, how to use each of these linking devices properly. We're done for today. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and keep up the good work.